Dungeon Fighter Online is a free-to-play 2D side-scrolling brawler MMORPG made in the same style of older arcade-style beat-em-up games. It is both developed and being published by Neopol and is extremely popular in Eastern countries such as China, South Korea, and Japan. The game is currently available on Steam and through Neopol's own website. Now, this may come as a surprise for most of you, but the game is currently known as the world's most popular MMORPG based off of registered users. Though the game doesn't have the same popularity here in the West as it does in the East, with an estimated 1,000 current players currently on Steam right now. Now, back in August of 2012, the company had reported a concurrent user base of 3 million people and a registered number of 400 million players, which is an insane amount of people. To put that into perspective, the highest peaked concurrent users on Steam was hit by Dota 2 earlier this year, reaching just above 950,000 players, not even a third of what DFO hit back in 2012. Now, I'm not sure on where the player base stands right now over in the East, but stating that this was the most popular MMO in the world piqued my interest to give the game another shot. The last time I played DFO was almost 4 years ago, and I had jumped in and played for maybe an hour before I logged off, and my biggest complaint back then was the hotkey layout being so awkward to use, so I logged off and immediately uninstalled the game. Well, this time around I decided I wanted to really try my best at getting into the game and seeing what makes it so popular. So before we begin, if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more online gaming videos. Starting off in Dungeon Fighter Online, you are tasked with selecting a character. Now, I say character rather than class because each of the different characters actually has their own unique and interesting background stories as to where they came from, how they got their powers, and what motivations they have going into the game's story. Here's a brief example of the mage's background story.
내가 죽은 건가?
그래, 넌 죽었다. 아니, 아직 완전히 죽지는 않았지만 곧 그렇게 되겠지.
이렇게 허무하게 끝나버리다니.
멍청한 녀석! 넌 비참하게 패배하고 소중한 은인을 지키지 못했다. 강자를 피해 도망만 다니며 단 한 번의 저항도 없이 처절한 죽음을 맞이한 그것이 바로 너다. 네 삶을 돌이켜봐라. 너 또한 약자만을 집어삼켜 악인에 불과하다.
그래서 나를 어떻게 할 거지? 지옥에라도 끌고 갈 건가?
아니, 난 너에게 새로운 기회를 주려 한다.
기회라니?
여태껏 없던 힘과 생명을 주고 너를 되살릴 것이다.
어째서지?
그것이 나의 마지막 선택이기 때문이다. 이 어비스가 너의 지켜나간 심장을 대신할 것이다. 내게 새로운 세상을 보여주마. 네가 올바르다고 생각하는 길을 따라가라.
내가 살아난 건가? 여긴 어디지?
Now, after your character's story is finished, you are introduced to the game world's leading cause of conflict, a great cataclysmic event known as the Great Metastasis, ravaged and corrupted the humans and the monsters of the world, and it is up to you, the hero of the story, to save the world. Now, that is an extremely brief summary of the lore behind this game because what I didn't pay attention to the last time that I played this game was how much lore was actually behind the colorful pixelated graphics, and if you spend the time reading the characters' dialogues and quest text, you'll find a world full of mystery and wonder. Now, some of you may not care much about who and the whys of the game world, but are more interested in the actual gameplay. Now, let's step back a bit and talk about the character classes first before we jump into the action. The game has 15 different characters to pick from, each with their own distinct playstyle and feel. Most of the classes such as the Slayer and Gunner have both female and male counterparts, each of the genders having slightly different variations of certain abilities and skills. Now, each of the 15 characters also has advanced classes. For example, the Slayer can advance to either a Blade Master, Soulbender, Berserker, or an Asura. Now, each of those 4 advanced classes further customizes the game style of your chosen character. And to go beyond that, each of those character advanced classes can reach even higher ranks of power through the game's awakening advancements. Now, where I think the game truly shines is in its diversity of classes and each character's distinct playstyle. Don't like the way the male gunner plays? Well, maybe rank it up to either a Spitfire or a launcher. Not feeling that? Well, then perhaps you can try out the thief character and advance to obtain the dark powers of the necromancer. There is plenty of options for you to choose from, and an almost guaranteed chance you'll find a character just for you. Now, a little touch on character creation. There isn't any. Most of the time you'll be playing your chosen character, they will stay looking the exact same, except for your weapon, which will change its appearance based off of what you have equipped. Now, the game goes the same route as games like Marvel Heroes Omega, where your equipped armor and accessories won't actually change the appearance of your character, but rather it's all about the stats of certain items that you obtain. The game does have cosmetic skins that you can buy for your characters to change its appearance, and they are currently being sold in its cash shop. However, I have heard it is possible to get new skins for your character through certain events and cosmetics being gifted to you. Now, speaking of gifts, boy does this game love to shower you in them. From the moment you log in, the game bestows upon you login rewards, daily challenges, a chance drawing game in which you receive bonus items like experience scrolls and dungeon tickets. There are weekly bonuses, hourly rewards, and on and on. And not only does simply logging into the game and completing challenges give you tons of stuff, but also playing through the game's dungeons can reward you with crafting materials to enhance your items, gold, and even rare weapons. It's a game that consistently rewards you for playing the game and entices you to stay longer. Now, the worth of this game really lies in its combat system, which is an extreme blast to play. Now, a bit of warning for you guys thinking about jumping into the game to give it a shot. The basic hotkey layout is atrocious. Almost all the game's combat skills are squished near the bottom of your keyboard on the Z, X, C, and V keys. I highly recommend setting your own hotkeys for yourself. To do so, hit escape, go to settings, and click on hotkey settings on the bottom left. Now, I prefer to switch the hotkeys around to be more similar to a MOBA game, having my basic attack on R and my skills on E, W, Q, and ASDF, with my potions and consumables on keys 1 through 5. This change instantly improved the overall experience of the game's combat for me and made it extremely addicting. The combat of each character lies within their personal skill tree. My first character I made was a female priest in which I advanced her to an inquisitor who focuses on close to mid-range combat utilizing fire to burn and neutralize her enemies. I had abilities that allowed me to swing my weapon, hook my enemies, and slam them to the ground. Another ability where I could throw a fireball at my enemies and light them on fire. And after bashing their heads in with my axe, I could fall back and use my prayer ability to recover lost hit points. Then let's move over to my new character, the mage. His playstyle was completely different than that of the female priest inquisitor. He focused on long-range attacks, sending out bolts of energy to damage monsters, summon a ball of water to hurl at groups of enemies, or channel his powers to send out rapid bursts of those magic orbs. Now, I personally preferred playing my Inquisitor because she felt strong and ruthless, but even playing an almost completely different playstyle in the Mage felt fun and fluid. So to shift gears, I want to say that this is a behemoth of a game and has countless hours of content. Numerous expansions, constant events, and new updates coming out on a regular basis. There's definitely no way I'll be able to cover everything that this game has to offer, such as its pet systems, its crafting professions, awakenings, customizations through its damage fonts, and even your titles, and all of these things leading to your character becoming progressively stronger. Now, I've talked a lot about positive things in the game, and I just want to end on a few things that still really bug me. The options in this game to customize your interface are extremely lacking. The interface itself is complex and obtrusive, with no way to size it to your liking. The game can be very overwhelming for new players due to the insane amount of things that pop up on your screen as soon as you enter the game, and all the items and materials you get that won't be useful till much later in the game, and being confused by what to do with half of the things in your inventory. This is a game that has aged well in many of its assets, but has left some key elements stuck in the early 2000s. Well guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I had a blast playing Dungeon Fighter Online and highly recommend it to you people that want to play a really fun side-scroller PvE style game, and I honestly think is definitely worth your time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Alright guys, I'll see you later.